Hello, everybody. Doing some reading sprints today, so gonna let this settle for a few minutes, see if people join. I just posted on Twitter that I'm going live. But yeah, hello. Time to catch up, I guess, because I literally haven't uploaded in like 3 weeks. I took Christmas break very seriously. um, but yeah, I've managed to read a few books, and I am trying to get back in the groove of things. So I decided to do little reading sprints with me. So if you're watching this in the chat, let me know what time zone or like where are you from? What time is it where you are? I'm very interested. Right now it's 4 p.m. for me. I'm in LA. I'm chilling. I am actually moving this month, which also makes me very worried about video content because I'm moving this weekend, and I'm like, I gotta pack all these books. I won't have a lot to show for you guys in videos, and I don't want to film in an empty room. That's a little sad. But I am filming a moving vlog. I'm very excited for the new place. Sadly, I don't like moving. I don't like change. Let me know if anyone else doesn't like change. I absolutely hate it. It makes me cringe so hard. I'm just like, I'm so comfortable where I am. Okay, let's see. Olivia Baker, hi. Thanks for joining. It's 7 p.m. for me. I'm in SC. SC, is that South Carolina? Or is it like, I don't know. Acronyms are hard for my brain to be like, out of the whole world, I don't know all the countries. So is it an acronym for a country? Oh, hi, Catherine. Let's see, 7 p.m. here, PA. Nice. How are you doing? I'm doing great. Thanks for asking. Let me know in the chat how you're doing. I know you're a reading fiend, so I want to hear what you've been reading, what you've been up to. But I've been doing overall very good. It's funny because I definitely like since I took that 3 week break, you would think that I like took it hardcore and like didn't do anything, which some days I did, but I have like a backlist of like 4 videos that I think I'm just gonna put on Patreon because obviously it's past the time when they are relevant. So I might just do that. But yeah, doing overall pretty good. Let's see. Ooh, 12 a.m. in the UK. Well, thanks for joining. Are you a night owl? You're like, this is my prime reading time. Let's see. We have 7 p.m. Nice to see you, Tasha. I can't do names. Oh my gosh. I try so hard. Everyone's like telling me when you do live streams, you should say the people's names so they know that you're talking to them. But I can barely read my own name sometimes. Like, ooh, okay. 7 p.m. NYC. Awesome. I'm so excited. Let me know what you guys are also reading too in the chat. I'm moving next month. I hate change. Oh my god. Literally, thank you for understanding. It's such a pain. Like moving is such a like a huge process and I just wish it wasn't. I wish that you could just like cuz I don't mind going to a new place that you're excited for. I mind all the in between of like active energy that you have to do and then the transition of okay, where do I put things? How do I make this my house? Let's see. Oh, it is South Carolina. Yay. See, I second guess myself a little too much. Okay, let's see. 9 p.m. in Argentina. Awesome. Let's see, and then you're in Virginia. Cool. Hey, midnight here. I'm procrastinating on editing my TBR. Oh my god, same. I have videos to edit and I just don't want to edit them. So I think I'm gonna edit them during the sprints. Awesome. I hope you get a good end to them because I'm always like that too, Allie, where it's like if I have to edit a video and I know I want it to be a good video, I just procrastinate and I'm like, I'm not gonna work on this right now. Let's see, I've been reading The Last House in Needless Street, but I want to start. Oh, nice. I haven't heard of either of those, but I hope you're enjoying them. Absolutely night owl. I can focus a lot better also reading A Slow Fire Burning. Nice. I wish I was a night owl sometimes, and I feel like lately, because I was traveling and stuff, I was fortunate enough to go home back to Hawaii. But they jacked up my sleep schedule, so now I'm up at 1 a.m. and I'm not used to it. And my brain's just like, I can't. I can't. Okay, currently reading Ship of Magic. Oh, nice. Robin Hobb's on my list. As soon as I get my physical TBR down a little bit more, I definitely want to check out more of Robin Hobb's work. I want to check out all like those really long fantasy series that everyone talks about. I definitely want to dive into it. Let me know how you're liking Ship of Magic, if it's something that you would recommend. A lot of people recommend it as a great fantasy series. I think it's like if I'm thinking correctly, it's about ships that are like living and they're passed down to different like captains based on your family and stuff. And if you kill the captain, bad things happen. something like that. Let me know if you would recommend it because I definitely want to get more into adult fantasy and adult sci-fi for this year. But I definitely need to tackle my physical TBR, which is something I will hopefully be doing in weekly vlogs starting whenever I settle into my new place. Let's see. I'm reading The Godfather by Mario. Oh, nice. I also, as of today, The Secret Lives of Church Ladies. Nice. I've heard so many good things about The Secret Lives of Church Ladies. It's been on my library request for so many months, and everyone has a hold on it, and I'm just waiting for it to come in. I've heard great things. Let me know if you're liking it. Let's see. Anna, hello. I'm starting The Midnight Bargain. Ooh, nice. Let's see. Ooh, Razorblade Tears was amazing. Y'all always have great taste. That's why I also love doing these live streams, and I keep saying it, but I will forever say it. You guys have impeccable reading taste, and I always find out about amazing books to you guys. Okay, let's see. Ship of Magic is one of my favorites. It's so good. Oh, you really like it? Nice. See, everyone talks about it. I need to do it. I need to commit. I know it's a big boy series, adult fantasy, but I'm really excited to get more into adult fantasy. Let's see. Allie, I'm making some overlay type things for it, so I've been putting that off because it's something I'm not used to doing, so I keep messing up, which is making it take longer, hence the procrastination. I get that. I moved to Final Cut Pro maybe 6 months ago. I did the free trial and I really liked the effects that you can do, but it definitely makes it harder to edit because I'm not proficient in it yet. I don't know how to do everything, so it takes a little bit longer. And then when I want to do something very specific and I'm watching a tutorial on how to do it and it doesn't turn out smooth or how I like it, I just spend 30 minutes on a GIF that I have to delete and be like, you know what, maybe it's not right for this video. But it's definitely something you can do and achieve. It just takes a lot of time, and that's why I kind of want to start having an actual filming routine, so that way I can spend a day or two editing and not try and edit in literally an hour or less. Because I'm always like, I needed to get it up an hour ago. Let's see, just started Ship of Magic. I hope I love it too. Yay! I hope you love it too. Do you read a lot of adult fantasy? Oh, let me know in the chat, what's your favorite genre to read? Mine has always kind of been YA. I've always really loved YA contemporary and YA fantasy. I just I don't know. I feel like the first book that really got me into avid reading was Red Queen. I always tell people that, and I know it sounds cringy, but I don't know. It was just the story. I love triangles. It was the YA fantasy that really got me into reading, and ever since then I've been reading so many just YA fiction, and now I'm finally dipping my toe into more adult things. So I want to know what your favorite go-to genre is, if you have one. Let's see. Razorblade Tears was so good. OMG. Oh my god, everyone's read this. I need to read this. I'm behind. I've heard that. I hope I love it too. Oh. I'm sure everyone's reading taste is so amazing. I'm sure these are great books and that everyone will love them. Well, we're recommending books. Anyone who reads middle grade should read Amari and the Night Brothers. Agreed. I forget when the second one's coming out. It's coming out this year. I think in May or March, maybe May. It was amazing. It was so much fun. I'm looking for it because I think it's right behind me somewhere hiding. It's blue, right? Oh, that's this side. Blue? Blue. Aha. It was such a fun read. I highly recommend. This reminds me of what's that movie called with Will Smith? Men in Black. If you really like Men in Black, but putting a fantastical spin on all the stories you hear as a kid, like the Loch Ness monster and stuff, highly recommend. Also, obviously, if you're a Harry Potter fan and things like that, I think this is a great alternative too, because it's very much an urban fantasy where there's a fantasy element to our real life. So Mari and the Night Brothers is a great middle grade. Highly recommend. Thank you, Allie, for bringing that to our attention. Everyone needs to read it. Let's see. Favorite genre, thriller, mystery, and paranormal romance. Oh, that's so cool. I definitely have realized I'm not very much of a thriller person, but hopefully later in life I'll get there. One day. Let's see. YA fantasy is my go-to, though thriller is my second. Nice. No, YA fantasy, it has a special place in my heart. I can just fall into it. Literally, my first book of this year, which was a 5-star, was Laini Taylor's Daughters of Smoke and Bone. I'm going to read the second book very soon. Oh, it's just everything I want. The romance is kind of tinge cheesy, but like it was such a good story. It was so fun, and it just like you fall in love over again. So I feel like YA fantasy is just like a classic where it's you just can fall into it really easily. Let's see. I love literary fiction, but they named the subgenre. Oh, and I'm into which is apparently called depressed girl moving. LOL. That's so funny. Either that is like you made the funniest joke, or you're making like this is an actual subgenre, which I'd be like, what? That's a real subgenre? What? Oh, hello. I'll be finishing Near the Bone. Nice. Awesome. Oh, and Bruhausen Books, January read, if I can grab it real quickly. Sorry, I disappeared. Ugh. Their January read is Gods of Jade and Shadow, which makes me so excited because I've been wanting to read this and I'm gonna finally read it. I'm very happy. Hopefully, I don't miss the live show. I've been missing all the live shows. I feel so bad. Okay, let's see. Yes, adult fantasy is my favorite. Middle grade is fun. Fantasy, paranormal, romance. Nice. I feel like having a favorite genre is definitely just like super hard to pick one. It's like I love all these genres. They all give me joy. I definitely also want to dive more into paranormal romance. I've read one adult paranormal romance and it was very good. I think and then I watched Teen Wolf after. So I think it's something I would definitely like. Let's see. Mari and the Night Brothers was amazing. Yes, it was. Everyone should read it. Let's see. I use iMovie, so I'm making them outside of it. Oh, okay, and then adding them into it. That makes sense. I never learned how people did that. So I just was like, you know what? I'm committing to Final Cut Pro because I'm not eloquent enough. I think I was asking like Alex from Alexandria's Library, I think is her booktube channel. I'm like, how do you come up with all these cool effects? And she's like, I just get them from the internet and like edit them into my thing. And I was just like, but like I need a tutorial because I can't fathom. See, I love YA contemporary too. Other favorite genres are literary fiction, fantasy, but I enjoy reading every genre besides maybe thriller. Okay, you and me, we are the same. We are the same. I think most genres. Every time I pick up a thriller, I like I don't mesh. I think whodunits just sometimes don't interest me. I'm very good at guessing and like understanding characters' motives or understanding when the author's trying to paint someone as evil, so that way you kind of miss who the actual evil person is. So that stuff never really excites me to read to the next page. Whereas anything like mushy contemporaries, I love so much. My suspension of disbelief can always just go like straight out the window. Like Maureen Gu is such a great YA contemporary writer. So many cute stories, and they're super like not cringy in my opinion, but they could be considered cringy to others. But I just love them. They're literally so funny, and it doesn't matter because it's like you kind of know they're gonna end up together at the end, but the journey is what's most exciting. Whereas thriller, I feel like thrillers the journey is exciting, but it's all about this one conclusive ending, and you're like I am like, oh, I don't care about the ending. I think the next one comes out in April here. Oh, nice. I can't wait to get my hands on it. Definite HP vibes. Also kind of reminds me of the X-Files. Oh, that's also a great comparison. I kept thinking Men in Black because of like the secret society of agents, but the X-Files is also accurate because of like the paranormal aspects. Well, I guess Men in Black is also paranormal. Let's see. How is Near the Bone? I've heard great things about it. Let us know. We are interested. I've also heard great things about it. It's hard because I feel like I hear great things about so many books and it makes me want to read them so, so, so bad. But then I'm like, I own like 100 books that I need to read and I need to calm down. Let's see. I actually got Amari and the Night Brothers this Christmas. I might have to get it soon. The chat would agree. Yes. Yes, yes, yes. I think you would love it. It's a very, very, like, it's just a fun story. Let's see. Hello. This is my first time joining your sprints. I'm reading Jade City. Yay. Welcome, welcome. I haven't done reading sprints in so long. I think it's like maybe June or something. I kind of fell off, but I hope to get back into them soon. I am, again, like I was talking earlier, moving soon. Like literally this weekend is our move-in date, and I have like 2 weeks to kind of shift everything. So this might be the only one for this month, but hopefully I'll get back into maybe weekly sprints with you guys. Oh my god, they're just so fun, and getting to chat with you guys always feels super honest. Like, I don't know. It just feels very real. And also, like, great book recommendations, great energy, all of that. Because sometimes YouTube feels like I'm making videos and no one watches them. So I love doing reading sprints. I'm glad you're joining. Let's see. Ooh. Okay. I'm really enjoying it. Trigger warning though for domestic violence and abuse. Ooh. Thank you for letting us know. And yes, I'm so excited for Gods of Jade and Shadow. Me too. I actually haven't read anything of Sylvia oh my god, I'm gonna butcher her name. I won't say it. But I haven't read any of her work yet, and I'm very disappointed. I feel like I need to. I'm very like I think Mexican Gothic was one of her pieces. Like she's written so much, and I haven't read any of her work yet, and I need to get on it. Paranormal romance. I recommend Kingdom of the Wicked. Me trying to take a picture of this. 1 second. Thank you for the recommendation. Are there werewolves in it? Because then I definitely pick it up ASAP. But then again, I have so many other books I need to be reading. The never-ending struggle. God, I feel like I can't speak. Okay, I love YA fantasy, and I'm going to try to venture into adult fantasy this year. Yay! Awesome. Me too. I feel like my repertoire of reading is definitely YA fantasy, like all the YA, whereas adult fantasy, I'm like starting to dive in here and there, and I just really want to get more into it because I feel like it's different. It just gives a different vibe. Let's see. Mine aren't fancy. They're mostly just images on the screen, but I wish I knew how people did all the cool things. Me too. I want to start bombarding like booktubers and be like, give me a tutorial, please, because I don't know how you're doing any of this. I also will agree, dragging images into iMovie and stuff like that was always so difficult, and editing it to be at the perfect time. That's why I kind of like Final Cut Pro because it's like not easier. There's like more layers to it, but it like I don't know, it makes it look a little bit more smoother. But yeah, I agree. All the tutorials, man, I need them. Let's see, I found your channel from your sprints and I love them. Oh my god, really? That's actually really cool. I feel like, okay, I've been on YouTube for maybe 3 years. I think it's gonna be 4 years in February, which is kind of exciting. Um, so it's interesting. It's funny to see how people find your channel because like I've been uploading for 4 years. And I feel like I have over 200 videos, but I'm like, I feel like most of them are not great videos. I was just doing them for fun. So like I look back at them and I'm like, that's a little cringy, but I'll keep you there because nostalgia. I don't know who you brought in, but maybe someone subscribed because of this video. Just good vibes. Oh, thank you. And I will be doing more reading sprints. I love doing them. They're always really fun. My copy of Amari has sparkly sprayed edges, so they got the cover glitter while I was reading. Glitter does get everywhere, so I don't love glitter too much on stuff, but that sounds like an amazing book that you would just like have on display. Like I got this fancy cover. I think my mom got me this fancy kind of red edition of Red Queen. There's like one for each book, but I'm like I'm not going to buy all of them. I'm just going to buy just the first one because I just love how it looks. But again, I'm never cracking this one open or annotating this one. The one I read is like the basic, like silvery version of it. Oh, hi. Oh my god, hello. Thanks for joining. Let's see. I read some really really good adult fantasy recently. Let me know which one you would recommend for the chat. Since there's some of us in the chat who said we want to get into adult fantasy, what is one that you would recommend? Let us know. And we will start doing reading sprints soon, I promise. Sorry, I'm just catching up. And I don't think anyone in the chat minds. No one's yelled at me yet to start doing reading sprints. And let me know if you guys have any questions that you want me to answer. I'd love to answer them for you. Let's see. Don't feel pressured to do any sprints. Oh, thank you. But your sprints are one of my favorites because you seem like the sweetest person and I love how thoughtful and well, you respond to every comment. Thank you. I try to be sweet and nice. I'm definitely more of a pessimistic person at heart, which is funny because then I think I come across to people as very bubbly and smiley. And that's because I expect the worst. So what could go wrong? I think that's my attitude towards life, which I don't know if it's the healthiest, but it's got me through 24 years. Oh, I'm turning 25 in February, guys. And also, does anyone have any recommendations for something I should do for my birthday? Because I know a lot of booktubers do birthday live shows, and I've been a part of a couple of them, and I think they're fun. But what would you guys want? I'm like very curious. I know something I'm gonna do this year for sure, and I know she just said don't pressure yourself. But for me, something I really want to do is get consistent on YouTube, uploading at least 2 videos a week consistently, having a vlog up every Monday because I have an exciting new I'll let you guys know firsthand. One of the videos I'm going to be uploading this month is my reading challenge for 2022. Last year, I did a 30 books in 30 days challenge, and it was really, really fun. And a lot of people really liked those vlogs because you kind of got to see the immediate result, and we had the same aim. So I think next year I'm going to be doing a challenge where I try and read 100 of my physical books to try and get my physical TBR down to only 30 books, and do weekly vlogs where I'm working towards reading at least 2 to 3 books a week to reach my goal. Little spoiler for reading vlogs to come. So I'm hoping to be able to at least upload every Monday those vlogs and do reading sprints with you guys because I love YouTube. I want to get more consistent on it. It's just a fun place when I actually give energy to it. Right now it's dead and my analytics are yelling at me. Let's see. As far as I'm aware, I can't add more than one thing on screen at the same time using iMovie, so mostly trying to work around that. Exactly. No, that's exactly why I personally didn't I like struggled with iMovie because you could only do like 1 or 2 things at a time. I would recommend, and it's a big jump, the Final Cut Pro trial is like 3 months for free. It was really nice to see what the differences you can do. Maybe try it out because I definitely loved it enough to be like after the 3 months I was like, I need to purchase it. But it's definitely very, very expensive. But it's a free trial, and I love that it's 3 months long because it's like a really nice time to like learn the program and actually see if you like it more than iMovie, where you can add multiple layers and do more effects with even just the pictures and things like that. Like I love when you can drop in a picture and like whoosh it away. And yeah, iMovie, it's nice and it's cheap. It's nice and cheap. It's great. But I love how Final Cut Pro you can kind of get more artsy with it. Let's see. I would like to know some adult fantasy recs. See, yes, yes. Adult fantasy recs. Please, Davina, let us know your adult fantasy recs. And I know she also has her blog, Women of Color Reads. So she probably has a ton of adult like fantasy recommendations on there too. But I would love to know what you would recommend for us in the chat right now if you have one off the top of your head. Let's see. Hello, love your sprints. Always a highlight of my Sunday evening. Thank you, Daniela. Thanks for joining. I'm glad it's a highlight. I feel very honored. Birthday live shows are so much fun. Really? Okay. I love them too. I just never know if people actually like watching them or if it's just fun to be a part of. Let's see. Snazzy Moose. Hello. I just finished listening to Will by Will Smith. I wanna read that book so bad. And I'm so glad you're running sprints. I think this wait, back it up. I think for this I will be reading Search for Oh, nice. Awesome. How did you feel about Will by Will Smith? I've always loved Will Smith just growing up, especially like I grew up for like a part of my childhood was in Philadelphia, and my dad was born and raised in Philadelphia. So Will Smith and a lot of like Philly people really, really love like him and oh shoot, what's Jazzy Jeff, and their upbringing and stuff. I was recently watching Will Smith's YouTube channel, him writing the book slash like trying to be the most fit he's ever been. Those videos very dramatic, but I really loved how honest they are. So I'm kind of hoping his book is as honest as that. I kind of want to check it out. Just realized I had nothing planned for my birthday. It's not until May, so I have a while, but it's my 21st, so I should do something. Yes, but also no. Your 21st feels big, but it may not be big, and that's okay. They're okay. My 21st was not very memorable. I think me and my boyfriend at the time, who is my ex-boyfriend now, we tried to make a big thing of it, and it just was like an average birthday. And it's like, it was okay. It's more fun an idea, but do something for yourself. Don't do what everyone else tells you to do, which is to get blackout drunk. You don't need to do that, especially if you don't think that's fun. Do what you want to do. For my birthdays, ever since like maybe 3 or 4 years ago, I just started going to the beach by myself for my birthdays as a little celebration and maybe going to a movie. Last year, I watched The Photograph with Issa Rae in it, which wasn't the best movie, but I had a reclining chair. It was fancy. It was a great birthday. Let's see. I'm challenging myself to read less this year. I love that because you know what? Reading can be really stressful, especially like knowing you, Davina, who you are so on top of releases and getting your backlist and how many books you read throughout the year. I'm like astonished and I'm happy for you, because you know what? You should read for your own enjoyment and not just reviews, because it'll make reading less fun. Let's see. Hi, happy to be here. Hi, Lexi. Thanks for joining. Again, we're going to do reading sprints any second now. Just catching up on the chat. And again, let me know if you guys have any other questions or anything. OMG, I have the same goal this year. I'm trying to get through my physical TBR. Yay, I'm excited. I brought so many books. Yeah. I also bought so many books in 2021. Yep. Currently on a book buying ban. Me too, but at the same time, like after Christmas, like now I'm on a book buying ban, but then for Christmas, like I have like stacks of books behind me that I got for Christmas. Oh. But I'm glad we have the same goal. So maybe you guys can even join me on the reading challenge to get our physical TBR down by however much we decide. I just got a new camera, so I'm dealing with the newness of it right now, and I might at some point. Good. I know cameras, like all the tech equipment is stuff that people don't ever talk about for video making, and it's such an important part of YouTube. If you don't like making videos and editing videos, it'll be really, really hard to get into YouTube. It's something I enjoy periodically. It'll be like pulling out teeth, but for the most part, I enjoy it. But adjusting to new things is hard. Creating a system where it's like, this is an effect I like, I'm just going to use it over and over again, is something I'm still working on. It's like, stick to the simplicity that I like and stop challenging myself to make everything perfect, because it doesn't have to be. It's just YouTube. It's just for fun. Let's see. Okay, if you like urban fantasy romance, I really recommend Magic, Dark Magic, Divine 2. Did I say that right? Magic, Dark Magic? That's an interesting title. Let's see. Ooh. Thank you for the rec. I'll definitely check it out, especially because I love urban fantasy so much. Let's see. Oh, Son of Storm was another one of my favorites, but it's a little bit more dense. I just got that one, actually. Not just got it. I got it probably halfway through last year. Possibly a birthday buy. I don't know. But that's also an adult fantasy that's been on my radar that I'm very excited for. And I'm glad to hear that it was one of your favorites. So I might try and tackle that during February, because February I know is Black-A-Thon. So I'm trying to get my TBR nice and fat for that. I was very excited. Let's see. Will Smith. That's a good segue back to Amari, right? Just keep plugging in Amari. I love that for you, Ali. Like, everyone Amari, read Amari and the Night Brothers. Let's see. I've always loved Will Smith. I also love the book. Yay! Highly recommend the audiobook. He narrates it in himself. And there's little snippets of him rapping the music. Oh, that's so. I am sold. The audiobook, I'm glad. I'm so happy. Let's see. In the UK, you can drink at 18. Also, 21 is just like, what is basically nothing different. That's so funny. Okay, good. Yeah, in the States, in the United States, everyone's just like, let's go get drunk, let's go party. So I'm glad that the UK has it like, when you're 18, you're driving, you're an adult, you're voting. That kind of makes sense. Let's see. Son of the Storm was really good. Can't wait to read the sequel. Ooh, there's a sequel coming out. For some reason, I thought it was a standalone. I'm silly. Yes, I can't wait. Let's see, adult fantasy Rex. Nice. Okay, so Brandon Sanderson, definitely. The First Law trilogy. Okay, Robin Hobb's books, Upon a Burning Throne, Empire of the Vampire, The Bone Season, and Black Sun. Nice. I own Black Sun, so I definitely need to check that out. And I know the sequel has been announced, like the cover was announced and released and stuff. Everyone always talks about Brandon Sanderson. I really need to get Brandon Sanderson and Robin Hobb are like the two that I feel like are like most recommended for adult fantasy. I don't have. Well, actually, I just got a Brandon Sanderson book, so I can't lie. But before like a week ago, I didn't have a book from either of them, and I've heard about them for so long. Oh, SB, I thought I missed the start of the first sprint, but I made it. Yay! Yeah, I'm still chatting. I'm sorry, I haven't started the sprint, but I'm glad you made it. Let's see. I got the sequel to The Conductors for Christmas. Nice. That's also another adult fantasy. Let's see. Same in Germany. Oh, okay. You can even start drinking lighter alcohol like beer at 16, so even less special. Yeah, your 21st birthday isn't actually, I don't feel like it's that. Like, birthdays past 18 don't feel too special. I just think because time is just it's so different from when you're a kid. When you hit, like, I remember for me and my siblings, hitting double digits, like being 10 was such a big deal because it was different. But I feel like when you're turning 20, 21, I'm about to turn 25, like, we're kinda told that it's a big number, it's a big change, but I don't feel emotionally different. I still feel the same that I did when I was, like, 13, where I'm like, I love yellow and orange, they're still my favorite colors, I still love the beach, I still love like, I feel like the fundamentals never change, it's just, like, you're slowly like, your body's changing and aging. I don't know. It's just like I feel like a birthday is just a great time to be present, which is why I love going to the beach. That's where I feel most like at home. Let's see, getting my physical TBR down is my goal. I started at 79. Nice. I want to get it under 50. Oh, you so can do that. I totally believe in you. Let's see. I should go on a book buying ban, but I haven't pre-ordered the new Amari, so I know I would end up breaking that. I was actually thinking about making a video of all my anticipated releases and picking only 5 of them to order the pre-orders because every year I order about 5 books that I'm like most excited for and try and only pick like a few of them to pre-order to support the author and then just be like cap, no more. See, I'm trying to get more into sci-fi. Nice. Let's see. I have the blood trials. Okay. Let's see. I feel like I've heard of the blood trials, but a cover isn't coming to mind. But I hope you like it. Let's see. 25 isn't a big deal as some people younger than 25 think it is. Yeah, I always feel like it's the people younger than you who say it's like a big deal. Like, oh my gosh, you're turning 21, it's a big deal. Oh my gosh, you're turning 25, it's a big deal. Even 30. A lot of people are like, turning 30 is a big deal. I think for women, for some reason, turning 30 is a bigger deal. I don't comprehend that, but I guess I mean it's really is just a number. Like my mom's turning 50 this year, in April, and I'm really excited for her. But she's like, I'm just aging, man. It's nothing special. Like there's nothing fun about it. And we were talking about how we should celebrate moms on your birthday because technically your mom did all the work. So I don't know. My family's very wishy washy about like birthdays and certain holidays. We're like, why are we doing this wrong? That sounds like a fun video. Oh, thanks. I should do it because it'll also keep me under control when it comes to uh my book buying. That I won't try and pre-order too many books. You can always do your pre-order through the library recommendations to take the pressure off yourself. Yes, definitely. When I move, I'm actually very excited because I'm moving closer to a public library. Because currently, I'm like I'm like technically 30 minutes away if there's no traffic, but it's more like an hour to the library, and it's really not worth it. So I can't wait to get closer to that and actually like maybe utilize the library more because after I'm done with my physical TBR, or not done, but after I get my physical TBR way down by at least 100 books, I'm hoping to utilize the library more so I don't feel inclined to purchase a book, but get it from the library. If I like it, then purchase it. Change that mentality. What is the January book club pick? So for the Brown Girl Book Club, aha, I pulled it next to me because I knew I was probably going to answer this question. For the Brown Girl Book Club, the January pick is Black Girls Must Die Exhausted. I have it linked down below if you want to check out the book and see if you're interested in it, or you can check if your library has it because it did come out last August. So hopefully it's available in your libraries. If not, it's also available on Scribd. Very excited. The theme for the Brown Girl Book Club is change. And just a friendly reminder to everyone, Brown Girl Book Club isn't exclusively for Black women. It's for any person who you don't have to identify as a woman or Black. It's just for people who want to read more women of color literature. So I recommend like everyone can join as long as you are passionate about reading diverse books. So this is about a woman who thinks she has everything under control. She's like 30, she's got her education checked, she's dating someone who's like marriage material, everything's checked off, and then she gets diagnosed with something that may cause her perfect life to kind of shift. So it's I think, a great read for January. Lots of change. We were all talking about that earlier. So change when you think you have everything planned out and life kind of throws you for a loop. So I'm very excited to check this book out. And I did actually get an arc of it, and I'm so behind on all my arcs. But I'm happy because now I can finally read it. So definitely check out the Twitter that's linked below so you can stay up to date. The live show date has not been picked yet, but it's going to be in the beginning of February. But yes, I hope you join. I'm very, very excited for this read. That's a good idea. Thanks. Okay, 26 is a big deal because then you have to, oh my God, get your own health insurance. Literally facts. I'm so scared for this day because I'm diabetic and my health needs are through the roof of just endocrinologist, diabetes educator, nutritionist, mental health person. Like I have so many people and I just now found them after being diagnosed for like 3 years. I just in this last like 2 months finally found a doctor and a team of people who are actually supporting me and not charging obscene amount of money, and I'm terrified for the day that I turn 26 and they're like, "Okay, your health insurance is trash because I'm trying to pay the cheapest amount." And then I don't get any support. I'm so scared. Ugh. Oh, Sarah just turned 30. Congratulations. Happy belated birthday. I hope you had a good day. Let us know in the chat. Do you feel different? Do you feel magical? I want to know. Or is it like, it was a birthday. It was cool. Let's see, Rose, I'm turning 25 in May. Yay. I'm really excited for it. I'm going to make it a good milestone. LOL. Good. I like how you're looking at that. You're like, it's going to be a nice milestone. I wonder what that means for you. If that means like you're going to have a big party or if you're going to make 25 like an actual mind shift change of what you're doing and you're like being more mindful of which makes you happy and stuff. I hope you do both. I hope you have a big party, but you also, celebrate life. Yay, you can finally get the LA library card. Yes, I'm so stoked. I've been living in LA for so long, but haven't done that yet. I can't wait. Let's see. I'm 33. Nothing was exciting about anything after 18, although 25 did bring my car insurance down. Yay. I like how it's all about money. Like 26, your health insurance, getting it. 25, you don't have to pay such high car insurance. And allowed me to stay at any hotel I wanted without someone 25 and older. Nice. Beautiful. I love that for you. I love the advantages we get as we get older. It's aging with maturity and grace. By the way, what are you reading, Jessica? Oh, yes. For today's reading sprints, I have The Kindred. I'm very excited. I did get an arc for this, but it's out already. It came out on the 4th, and this is a YA sci-fi. I have read Alicia's first book, which is The Sound of Stars. I really enjoyed that. It was about kind of aliens taking over the planet, but it was this really soft, mushy romance too. So I'm very excited to read her second book, which is about like two people having a telepathic connection from birth because the class differences were getting so bad on this planet. I'm assuming it's Earth, but it might not be. But the class differences were becoming such an issue. The government went, okay, to make sure that the underprivileged have a voice, we're connecting a mental link from people of a higher position to people in a lower position, and it's just interesting. And I think the lead boy is in a band. It just sounds like a wild ride, and I'm very excited. We'll start reading. Maybe how many other comments are there? We'll start reading in like 2 minutes at the 40-minute mark, and we'll start with like a 20-minute reading sprint if that sounds good to everybody. Let's see. I was about to say the same thing about your car insurance goes down. Yeah. Yay, life expenses. Having diabetes is expensive. It is so expensive. I just got a lovely letter in the mail from my health insurance saying that they're not going to cover my continuous glucose monitor, which is something that I use to not have to prick my finger all the time. It just constantly tells me what my blood sugar is, and it's life-saving because when you have low blood sugar, it alerts you. And they said they don't cover it anymore, which is just fabulous. Health insurance is lovely. Let's see. I love the US healthcare system scares me. The US health system is a scary thing. It is not pleasant. And I'm just like, it's so sad that we still have to deal with it. Hello, Brittany. Thanks for joining. We're about to start our first sprint. Oh my God, I can't believe I've been talking for 40 minutes. I love you guys. I appreciate you guys for listening to me ramble. Let's see. I felt different on the day because I was sad about it all and felt odd, but now I feel good about it. Good. I'm glad. I know change can be that weird thing. Like I also felt that way when I first moved here. This was my first place outside of university, so I really felt like a big move. And that first night, I like cried to myself, and I was like, "Big changes. I miss my parents." Like all this stuff. But then I also felt after like the first week, I adjusted, and it became home. And now I can't imagine not having this space. So it definitely takes like a shift of your mind. Hello, Angel. Thanks for joining. We're going to start our reading sprint right now. Let's see. Found the difference between turning 21. Minimum wage is higher. What? That's so cool. Let's see. How is the kindred? I haven't started yet. I'm going to start it now. I literally just read like 3 pages. And let's see. Is it like the Dexcom? It's a Dexcom G6. That's what I have. My continuous glucose monitor is the Dexcom G6. And I'm trying to get a pump this year, which is going to be very expensive. But I'm so excited to not have to give myself shots every meal, or just if my blood sugar is high, to take all these shots all the time. I'm very excited. But it's probably going to be very expensive. Yay. Let's see. Hi, this is my first time here. I passed one of the milestones you all were facing. LOL, 30 was amazing. Yes, let me know in the chat how you made it amazing. For anyone who is a little worried about turning 30 or that just fear of change, let me know how you enjoyed it. I'd love to know. But let's start our first reading sprint. Finally, I'm sorry, I've been talking just like a lot. I'm so excited to catch up with you guys. Okay, let's see. Let's do a 20-minute sprint. So let's read to the 0-minute mark. So for people on like the West Coast with me, it'll be at 5 o'clock. And for those different parts of the world, just the 0-minute mark. I have to like burp. I never know on live shows what to do when I have like to make a gross sound. I'm like, oh no, I have to burp or something. Hide my mic. Okay, reading to the 0-minute mark. Let's get into it. And I'm again reading The Kindred. And that's it for the reading sprint. Good little 20 minutes. How'd everybody do? How much did you read? What are you reading if you haven't said in the chat? I'd love to know. I got 20 pages. It starts on like page 6. You know how books are, they're weird like that. So I read more like 14 pages of The Kindred, which I am enjoying. I kind of like how she's alluding to a lot of the issues that this pair that are connected through their minds that this pair is facing. She's alluding to a lot of issues, and I like am already really rooting for them and can't wait for them to be in like the same room. Like I really would want that. Like I'm craving that moment, and I know it's gonna happen, and I can't wait. So I'm already very happy with that. I'm excited to keep reading. So yeah, let me know how much you guys read. Let's see. UK, it's usually 1 a.m. I'll be up for quite a while. Oh my gosh. I can't believe you stay up so late. My mind is blown at people who can stay up super, super late. But at least you're like reading and making videos and stuff and being creative. That's really good. Let's see. Okay. You read 17 pages. Nice. Let's see. I loved 30 books in 30 days. That's how I found your channel. Oh, really? Cool. I'm so happy. I think those are like the videos I'm most proud of, and my unhaul like challenge videos. I think those ended up being really fun. I think I like series where it's like you can kind of continue watching them. They're just a lot of fun. I'm glad you enjoyed them. I really enjoyed making them, and I hope I can kind of create a similar vibe for this year. So you read 9 pages. I'm on page 99 now. Nice. Let's see. 18 pages. Great. 20 pages of how we fall apart. I'm definitely going to finish this tonight. Yeah. Maybe even during the reading sprints, because we're going to be going for a while. I feel like I have lots of energy, and I'm definitely in the mood to read. Let's see. Murder by with Walls. They are so good. Murder Bot Diaries. Oh, I think I've heard of this one. I don't know what the story or plot is, but it just seems really interesting. And I've heard a lot of good things about the Murder Bot Diaries, so I'm glad you're enjoying it. Let's see. I'm reading The Mortal Instruments, City of Bones. Nice. Let's see. And I made it to another chapter. Awesome. I haven't read any Cassandra Clare. Like anything that's super hyped. Brandon Sanderson, Cassandra Clare. There's so many like classic booktube. I feel like the standard booktube books I just haven't read yet, and I need to get on them so I can understand. I want to understand why everyone loves Cassandra Clare. I think I'm gonna start with the Infernal Devices. Those are the ones that I bought mostly because of Hannah, a Clockwork Reader. Those are her favorite, so I think I have to start with those. But I probably should start with City of Bones. I don't know. Let's see. 12 pages of Siege of Storm. Nice. That's a sequel to what's it? Shadow and Bone, right? How are you liking it? You're on page 273. Nice. Ooh, ooh, ooh. Let's see. Got a bit distracted, so 8 pages. Awesome. That's still great. I love that. 13 pages, 7 pages. I read 3% of White Ivory. Nice. Let's see. I have so much work to do, but I didn't want to miss this, so I'm editing a book for work. Nice. That's totally okay. I mean, I think the thing is with these kind of reading sprints, we can go in between working on something and chatting. So I'm glad you're still able to join and enjoy the live show while working. Power to you. I can't be productive when people are awake. It's distracting. I mean, that makes sense. The thing with me is I think I would get sleepy when everyone else, like when it gets too quiet and then it's been a few hours of just working, I would just get sleepy, especially when the sun's not up. I feel like the sun gives me energy. I'll be like, I'm going outside for some vitamin D real quick. See. I was about 20 pages. Oh, it was about 20 pages. Nice. Let's see. I'm listening to my book, so I listened to about 10%. Awesome. My kids are up, so reading is basically impossible, Becky, right? Oh gosh. I mean, you're doing it. So nice. And your kids, maybe read them a nice children's book and get some group reading in. If that's possible. I understand if that's like also impossible. Hi, I just found your channel while looking for reading sprints. Hi, welcome. It's so funny how people find channels for reading sprints. I didn't know anybody was like finding me through reading sprints. Hello. We are going to be doing another reading sprint probably in about 5 minutes. Let's see, I got to a point where I need to export the video and add some more in After Effects or afterwards to the afterwards. I feel like After Effects is something else. I think that might be an Adobe thing. So I did that. And then I had something I needed to organize. So I did that. Awesome. Look at you being productive at 1 a.m. Blows my mind. Let's see. Oh, I finished Skin of the Sea a couple of hours ago. So right now I'm writing reviews and updating my blog. How did you like it? It was one of the books because you guys, I don't know if all of you heard about it, but Barnes& and Noble was having like a 50% off sale on some other books. I got 2 books, and one of them was Skin of the Sea, and I'm very excited to read it. Oh, I didn't take off the stupid sticker yet. I hate stickers on books. Got it. Beautiful. I got it, and I'm very excited. I think I'm going to save this for Black-A-Thon. I also got. I have literally so many books that I'm excited for. I got a lot of popular books, which is probably not smart, especially because I just unhauled a bunch of books. But I'm excited to like read and catch up with everybody. I also got Wings of Ebony that I'm very excited for. So I wanna read kind of what everyone else is reading to get a vibe of what's a good book to recommend. And I also love mermaids and things like that, which is mermaids are in Skin of the Sea. So yeah, I finished The Ravens this afternoon. I'm reading The Poison Heart and Luck of the Titanic. I'm not Titan. No, I've never read Cassandra Clare either. Ooh, yeah. I just feel like if you didn't grow up during the hype of it, which I mean, I did, but I wasn't tapped into it. I didn't know about it. So I just literally did not care until now. There's so many, I feel like old school booktubers who talk about them a lot and like will do reading blogs for all those new companion series, and I'm just like, I can't watch your reading vlog because I have no context of the world, and I want to watch your vlog, so I should read the books. That's a very sad way to be motivated, isn't it? I want to watch your video. Let's see, I started with the Infernal Devices, and I love them. Yay! Okay, see, I think that's a good way for me to start because I've heard that the first trilogy, City of Bones, is like people's not like kind of least favorite. Like I think her newer releases are people's like they're more inclined to like it. So I kind of want to start with the Infernal Devices. I think that's the safest bet for me. I think it'll be fun. I don't know. We'll see. I feel like if I had kids, I would read exclusively to them and get no reading of my own done. That would make sense. That would make sense. Booktube classes aren't for me. I found Six of Crows to be boring. I mean, that happens too. I also avoid hype books because a lot of them do disappoint. I feel like, ooh, people have been talking about this book for years and it wasn't very good. I still think I want to give Six of Crows a try and Shadow and Bone, but there's those series that are like such booktube classics that I want to give them a try just in case. But I also realize I might not love them because there are some books where it's like that was hyped and I didn't enjoy it. Oops. Yes, it's a lot of planning and preparing for the war against the Darkling. Okay, yeah. That's for Siege of Storm, which we were talking about earlier. I feel like it's important to note I have ADHD, so that might help explain the distracting thing. Also, the poor sleep schedule thing. That makes sense. I feel like we've talked about it in a previous live show, and that makes sense. I mean, but I feel like what's good is that you found a system that works for you. So if staying up late is better for you in doing the things that you love, because again, you shouldn't force yourself to do anything you don't love. If you're reading and making videos, it should be something you enjoy. So I'm kind of glad you just found a process of figuring it out. Hello, thanks for joining. Let's see. I've heard great things about Skin of the Sea. Me too. I have heard great things. I'm so excited. I think it's a standalone too, which also makes me excited because I feel like a story packs a punch when you know you can just sit down and enjoy all of it instead of knowing that there's going to be a cliffhanger. Let's see. When is Black-A-Thon? So Black-A-Thon is well, I don't know if Jesse from Bow Ties and Books is doing it this year. I assume so, but they might not be. But it's every February. It's been happening for like the last 3 years, I want to say, ever since I joined BookTube, or maybe like 2 years. So to celebrate Black History Month in the United States, they did Black-A-Thon. So it's just reading as much blacklit as possible. I think there's also a bunch of challenges and teams that you can join. So it's just a fun time. I haven't been able to participate like wholeheartedly in a few years. I've just done it kind of periodically. So I'm hoping this year I can actually do like maybe a lot of reading. Like I really want to do a lot of reading of books that are really popular and get my opinion out there to you guys and be like, what books are good? I'm literally so excited. I have War Girls, the duology. I'm gonna try and finish that. I have I have so many books. I'm so excited to read all of them and tell you guys about them and rave and review about all of them. Very excited. Okay, I totally understand not reading books that are overhyped, so I have Skin of the Sea 2 almost. I might read it soon. Yes, overhyped books can always be just like sticky territory. I feel like it's just like a 50-50 chance that you'll love it or hate it because I can totally objectively see why people love a certain book and being like, oh, you like this aspect of it, cool. But then there's the 50-50 chance that you may not like that aspect, like the aspect that they loved, you're being like, that wasn't for me. And that's what always kind of happens with raved books. Skin of the Sea was amazing. It's actually historical fantasy. I didn't know it was a historical fantasy. Oh my god. That takes place in West Africa during the me trying to read transatlantic slave trade. My brain just melted there trying to read that word. Um, that's so interesting. I didn't know. Okay, that makes sense because I know the storyline is that there's a mermaids in the ocean who rescue people who are like not thrown off ships, but now I guess thrown off ships. I always assumed that there was like when a boat crashed that the mermaids would save them, but I guess it's they're trying to save the souls of the slaves who were thrown overboard, which is that sounds very sad. I don't know if I'm over guessing or like reaching, but I didn't know that. I just thought they were saving random people, but I mean, they are saving random people. That's so great. That's crazy. Okay. I really liked how it combined the culture and history. Little Mermaid. That's so sweet. I'm very excited now. I didn't even know it was historical, so I'm gonna love the cultural references and to learn more about them. Very excited. Because I did think it was just fantasy, like that it had no like reality backbone. So now I'm a little bit more excited for it, even though I was already very excited for it. Let's see, I love mermaids too. I don't know how popular H2O. Oh, yes, I knew that show. Just Add Water was outside of Germany. It was big in Germany, and now I love mermaids for I love that. I think mermaids were a big deal for like I feel like everybody because H2O I think was an Australian show at first or something, and they had a reboot. I know growing up in Philly, I think is when I was watching it, everyone was all about H2O. It was a very good show. I haven't rewatched it. It probably wouldn't be great to rewatch now, but it definitely embedded my love for mermaids for sure. Yeah, I grew up during the hype of Cassandra Clare, LOL. It is a reread for me, and I feel definitely about the books now being an adult. Interesting. Interesting. Yeah, I grew up during the hype of like Twilight, all of that stuff, and I just ignored it. I was like, whatever. You can't tell me what to read. And then I like for some reason picked up Red Queen when I was like 20, like definitely past like it Red Queen hype prime, and I was obsessed. So I'm like, oh, I get why people talk about books like they're crazy now because I'm also in the crazy boat too now. Let's see, I just watched this Shadow Hunter reading blogs anyway. I mean, I could do that too, but I don't know. I'm one of those people that I like watching vlogs when I actually know what they're talking about and not being spoiled for anything. I hate being spoiled for stuff because I'm already like a very good guesser of stories. So I hate when I already know what's happening because then I don't feel encouraged to read the book. Let's see. I feel like I've absorbed enough of the stories through that's osmosis. Just like everyone talking about it, being like, oh, I understand. The books are not for me, but I love the energy. Good. I'm glad you know that. You don't have to suffer through anything. You're just like, not for me. Hard pass. I'm sure there's a readathon going on this year for Cassie Clare's books. I'm sure, but I'm horrible at following readathons or read-alongs when it comes to like a specific series because I'm just that person. I like to like binge read and I have to be in the mood to read it. So there's a lot of times where I'll pick up a book like I picked up Jade City last year or the year before. Gangs, violence, like everything I would love. But when I read it, I read like 100 pages and I really struggled to read it. I was like, you know what? It's not your time. Now that all 3 books are out, I'm like, it's about time I read these books. I feel the same about like the Poppy Warren stuff, where I feel like when something initially comes out, it's very rare for me to read that book and keep up with the series unless I really, really, really love it. For most books, I like to just go in and read the whole thing in and out, and then I love it, and then I'm like, that was a good read. Let's see. Also most of the booktubers go to books that are very white. Yes, I completely agree. But also, we can also say that a lot of really not popular, like YouTube's weird in that sense where a lot of the popular people are white. So it's like it makes sense that it's just we are bombarded with a lot of that. And again, could be the algorithm, could be a lot of little aspects of who are we subconsciously looking for book advice from? Like I know a lot of my teachers and librarians were always white, so it's like are we subconsciously thinking that they're like better at giving us book recommendations? It's a weird thing to think about. So we're trying to level up, trying to break down those subconscious thoughts because it's like you can get book recommendations from anyone. And I'm just hoping that Black books aren't really a trend because you can see in publishing, and me and Amber talked a lot about this in the Brown Girl Book Club live show. When did we talked a lot about it Friday about publishing and how we kind of fear that this trend, and it feels like a trend where it's like, oh, you see a lot of mixed people and Black people and own voices. It feels kind of trendy, like a hot topic, but it's like I hope it's like lasting and that stories can talk about these very deep issues that a lot of people face. It's important from any aspect, not just Black people and white people, but there's so many marginalized groups, when it comes to sexuality or how you identify, or it's just, I hope it's ever expanding because it's an important part of life. I just started City of Bones this week, and I am now reading book 3. Oh, dang, you ran through that. That's nice. Very easy books to get into. I love that for you. I'm glad you enjoyed it. Did y'all play music while reading, or is that dumb? That's not dumb. Some people really enjoy listening to music while reading. I personally can't focus, even if it's acoustic music. Acoustic? Am I saying that wrong, or does that just sound weird? When I play music without lyrics, I can still get distracted and just like end up not reading. So I don't like to play music while I read, but I know so many people who do. So it's not weird at all. Did you ever finish watching Shadow and Bone? My mom loved the series. I watched all of it and loved it to death, which is the only reason why I think I have Shadow and Bone on my shelf. And I do want to read the trilogy and Six of Crows because I really love the show, and I feel like I'm gonna be I think it's a Melina stan when you ship Alina and Mal. Yes, I'm very excited. But I personally love triangles. I know I'm a rare breed these days. I feel like a lot of people are tired of it, but maybe because I've only recently become an avid reader, I love it. I love me a good love triangle. Yes, ADHD club, aka no sleep club. LOL. I totally get that. Yep. Staying up very late. At least you guys are doing something, which is cool. Let's see. I'm trying to read more books in 2022 that are set anywhere other than America, where I live. Currently reading When the Apricots Bloom. Oh wow. Sorry, that took me so long to break down that word in my brain. Which is set in Iraq. Oh nice. Okay, cool. I have that goal too, but I feel bad because I feel like younger Jess, because I'm trying to read all the books that I have on my physical shelf. I feel like a lot of them just aren't. They're all American and very much like mainstream books. So I feel like this year I'm really hoping to still balance out books that aren't so American, aren't so traditional or white, and like that are always pushed in your face as being great, and balance it with like books that interest me that people don't really talk about, like The Kindred, which is very like I think is going to be a really good story. I also got a really interesting sci-fi. This is a space opera that has a bunch of LGBTQ plus characters, and it has great reviews. Like I'm very excited to read a little bit more, but I'm a little worried I'm going to end up reading just a lot of traditional literature. Skin of the Sea is not a standalone. Oh no, I was wrong. Well, I'm nearly always wrong when it's about books. Okay, let's see. There was a preview for book 2 at the end. Dang it. I was kind of hoping it was a standalone. I love standalones, and there's just, so much power when it's just one book and one story, but that's okay. I hope it's still good. I'm pretty sure it's still gonna be amazing. Okay, and it's so good, so I cannot wait for all of these sprints. Yay! Oh, sorry. Yes, let's do another reading sprint. Let's do that. Let me just catch up on these comments. Oh, hello! Thanks for joining. Oh my gosh, what are you reading? Let me know in the chat. Okay, let's see. I owned about 11 books of Cassandra Clare and had Nur. Had Nur? Is there another? Let's see. Oh, there it is. Okay. And had not read one. Oh my, that's what happens too, because I feel like her marketing is so good. And that's the thing about publishing. When it comes to marketing teams, her books are marketed so well that you are always inclined to buy them. Like they either look really good, have special boxes. I bought the editions that have the really cool edge where it like creates an image. And on Amazon, I've been looking at the Mortal Instruments, the 6 books where they have those really pretty covers, and my book buying like heart wants to get it. Let's see. So when a friend of mine started, I had to at least make a start, because when will I ever? The series is so huge. It's very huge. But I'm glad you started, and I'm glad you're liking it. That's great. Let's see. It depends on the book. If it's fantasy, I play music because it makes it dramatic. I love that for you. That's a great thing to do. I think I want to do that with sci-fi, but again, my brain is just so I can't listen to music and read. Okay, she gets in trouble for saving a boy who was thrown overboard. They just supposed to help bring their souls to the great creator, but she saves him from dying. Yes, that's what I remember hearing. Okay, I'm really excited to read it now. Okay, loved H2O to UK. Nice. Yeah, I feel like that's a really, really popular show. Oh, why does that sound similar to House with the Chicken Legs, or House with Chicken Legs? Not just the middle grade, but also very different. It sounds similar? I don't know. I don't know that story. Maybe that's why I don't see a similarity. Oh, typos are totally understandable. Also, my dyslexia makes it so hard to read comments and names. Oh, Story's here. Hello. H2O is iconic. It definitely was an iconic show. Okay, I also read Red Queen way later than the hype and loved it. Yes. I think just for hyped books, reading them a little bit behind everyone else is just perfect, because then you don't have everyone's opinions bombarding you. Let's see, Cassandra Clare books are the only books I know for sure I won't read solely because they are so many. I mean, that makes sense. That makes sense. It's a lot. And I feel like that sometimes, but then I'm like a little stubborn and I'm like, I'm gonna do it. Give me like 5 years and I'll try my best. Mhm. I read so much, I'm no longer affected. I sit through Nicole's book club videos all the time and forget everything she said about the book right after. Interesting. Yeah, I guess when you can consume so much about books, like the details like flee as soon as you're done. That makes sense. I don't know. I try and hold on to, and I keep a little journal where I write all my immediate thoughts on books, which is funny because I don't. I should probably write them in like Goodreads, or I'm gonna try and make a story graph this year. I'm gonna make a video about that. Should probably document it so you guys could see my thoughts. That would make a lot of sense. Let's see. I've read 9 of the Shadowhunter books. I want to start Red Squirrels Magic spin-off series and the 3rd series too. Oh my god, there's so many series. Yeah, I could tell my story is like, no, I'm good. I'm actually doing a reread along on my channel for the Shadowhunter series. That is so perfect. LOL, it's a very interesting experience this time around. Beautiful, beautiful. Everyone go check out Angel Reads, their channel. I don't have it linked below. I'm not that cool. I'm like, I wish I could think ahead. But I'm pretty sure if you click on the little icon, it pops up. So I forget what you just said, which one you're reading. If you're starting from City of Bones, I would definitely tag along maybe during the Infernal Devices. Let's see. I read Red Queen before the second one came out, then never read any of the other books in this series. Makes sense. It is not for everyone. I totally understand objectively why some people don't like Red Queen. If you don't like love triangles, or I feel like the trauma of Mare after the first book is impeccable. I feel like it was one of those YA stories that I like look on now being like, I love that she was actually traumatized by all those experiences and didn't become like a badass because of it. It's like she became like a really like real grounded, grumpy, mean person who relied really heavily on isolating herself and being like trying to stay strong while everyone else is idolizing her, and she's like, stop doing that. I love the energy, but I get not for everyone. Red Queen is the book that's been on my TBR the longest, so it haunts me. Ooh, maybe you'll pick it up this year. Watch you hate it. That'd be so funny. I love it when I like recommend a book to somebody. So far, no one's ever told me that they've hated a book that I recommended. But the day will come and I will laugh because I'm like, if it's Red Queen, I completely understand. I'm like, I get why some people hate that. Own Voices is definitely trendy. See, yeah, 100%. Read the marketing plans on some of these arcs, and you'll quickly see how publishers are trying to sell identity more than the plot. 100% agree. 100% agree. And I don't think it's smart because I don't think it's a long-term plan. Because I think people buy books for either their stories or their characters. And you have to like kind of promote either or the world too. Because I think Cassandra's Clare, when you look at her marketing, it's all about the world and the runes and how specific it is. So I just feel like a lot of marketing plans when it comes to other books, say a lot of like Black literature or own voices or marginalized groups like disabilities. Like I just saw a book on NetGalley about someone who has a certain disease, and it was literally depicted in like the first sentence, and they were like trying to throw it in your face, like, oh, this person is disabled, but they're going through something, and it's like it's important we have representation, but I feel like it shouldn't feel fake. You know what I mean? It shouldn't feel so pushed. It's like I get that publishing is trying, and I hope we're continuing to move in a good direction, but it does feel forced sometimes. Oh my gosh, I swear, as soon as I catch up, maybe at the 30-minute mark, we'll do a 30-minute sprint. I'm sorry, I'm just catching up on all your guys' comments. I definitely really appreciate all your comments and love you all dearly. Let's see. I know I personally seem to gravitate towards people with similar personalities to me, and I do think this probably skews who I watch a bit. That makes sense. That makes sense. I also do that too. I think Naya Reads and Smiles was like the first booktuber where I saw like a lot of myself in, and I was like, I love this. And I still to this day rewatch so many of her videos because I just love it. So I understand having someone with a similar energy to you. Let's see. I like to play ambient rooms rather than music. That's really cool. Like I know a lot of people do like fireplaces and things like that. I love listening to ambience. I'm probably saying that wrong. Videos. Fireplaces are my favorite. Yeah. Fireplaces are pretty cool. Let's see. As I'm listening to the book, I keep thinking, where are all the Black Shadow Hunters? Again, you need to check out the video, the live show of me and Amber talking about that, because we were talking about Little Women, because that was the book last month. You read it and you loved it, Angel, because you're in the Discord, so I know. But it was so funny because we were talking about like, where all the Black people at? Like they exist. It's so funny, especially with like historical stuff. People are like, well, it's not historically accurate. It's like, bruh, we're literally talking about shadow hunters. Like, who's talking about historical accuracy? Like, it was a great conversation. Okay, I'm hoping as long as I go along the series that there is more representation. That'll probably happen. I feel like, but I don't know. I have no idea. I've never read any of her books, and none of the reviews mention that. So I don't know. I can hope. Yes, yes, love triangles for life. Yes. Okay, see, okay, if you love triangles, you need to read Red Queen. Period. If you love them, do it. It's such an entertaining trope. IDK, why or what anyone says. Yeah, I love triangles. They are my favorite. I just as a kid, I don't know. I just love them. That's my trope. Thanks for the sprints. Have to go. Bye. Oh, thanks for joining. We're gonna do another sprint. We'll start the sprint like this minute. 1 second. See, I just looked at Goodreads and I read Red Queen March 2016. It's a long time ago. See, and I think maybe when it was really popular on BookTube. Makes sense. Forging the Nightmare, standalone though. See more motivation for those looking for adult fantasy. Okay, Forging the Nightmare is a standalone adult fantasy. I have such a habit of buying book box sets of series that I haven't read at first. Me too. I fall for that every time. I literally just bought, or I didn't bought or buy. I can't English right now. Laini Taylor's The Daughter of Smoke and Bones. I just got that whole trilogy, even though I hadn't read it. Luckily, I'm liking it, but it happens. Let's see. Forging the Nightmare is on my TBR. You just reminded me that I own it. Good. I hope you get a chance to read it. Let's see. I thought I would never read TMI. TMI? That's the series that I don't know. But then I started and finished the whole series in 1 week. Oh, is it the Mortal Instruments? I'm dumb. Okay. And binged it in 1 week. Good, good. I'm glad you like when you binge something. I love binging series. That is my that brings me so much joy. So I'm glad you got a chance to. Sister moved out a couple hours ago, so they can study. That's good. Glad they're studying. Took me a month to. Okay, I think I'm gonna start the live show because there's a lot of comments I need to catch up on. But I will start back on this comment if I remember correctly. Let's do a 30-minute sprint. So reading again to like the 0-minute mark. So let's go. Let's get our reading in. Happy reading, everybody. that's it for the reading sprint. How'd everybody do? Let's see. I know I also had a bunch of comments to kind of catch up on too, but I managed to get to page 40 of Kindred, so I read about 20 pages. I'm really enjoying this. Again, I just really want the two characters to get together already. Like, I'm ready. I'm fully for it, and I'm just like waiting. And Kindred is about a book where people are connected through their minds at birth. It was a process or a system that was made to appease the commoners who were revolting, and they said, okay, we'll connect someone who is of a higher class to a lower class person, and that way they have a voice in our system and whatnot. Loving it. It is a very cute romance sci-fi thing because there's a lot of sci-fi stuff happening. But let me see if I can find where I left off somewhere. Okay, I think I left off here before, and hopefully I'll catch up on the comments. And then I'm thinking about doing one more reading sprint, maybe one more like 30-minute sprint, and then wrapping up because, ladies gotta go use the restroom. Let's see, Allie is trying to use Goodreads less, so I've made myself a spreadsheet for the books I'm reading this year. Nice. I also want to use Goodreads a little less. Like, I think I'm going to use it, but I want to add like Storygraph and I think Sloth, something else. I want to try those other apps too. Let's see, I did like Red Queen. I just lost the flow. That makes sense. Let's see, oh, thank you so much for the shout out. Of course, yes. So Angel on their channel, they're doing a what's the series called? Mortal Instruments read along, Cassandra Clare read along. There's so many series available. Oh my gosh. Let's see. I like representation that's not the whole plot. Exactly. Retweet. So where it's just there and not made a big deal of it. Yeah, because that's how representation is. It's just there. It's a fact of life that there are people who have different experiences and worldviews. They're just there. Like a fun bonus. Yeah. See, okay, TMI is the Moral Instruments. That's what I thought. It took me a second to catch up. I loved Daughters of Smoke and Bone. Can't wait to read the rest of the trilogy. I loved it too. I just love the way Laini Taylor makes us wait for the magic, for the secrets. It's like my favorite element of Strange the Dreamer is the way every chapter she intertwines a secret while also giving us like knowledge of some past secret. I just really love that process, especially I really like to guess and predict what people are doing, the outcome, and with Laini Taylor's writing, you really can't ever fully know, and it's not predictable. So I just very much enjoy it. But I also do think Daughters of Smoke and Bone is a lot more like romance kind of heavy, but it has been a minute since I read Strange the Dreamer, but it definitely felt more so like, oh, I love you. Just like, okay. Let's see. Okay, I need to definitely look up Red Queen now and break my book buying ban. No, don't break your book buying band. Ah. I definitely say you should read it if you love triangles, but go to the library. I don't know, or Scribd or something, or break your book buying ban. Maybe maybe that shouldn't be the first step. Okay, what's your guys' quiet place to read in the house? Nice. I have a nice little papasan in my room. I feel like people, if you watch my videos, you've seen it before. I am always reading there or literally in this spot. I have like a little floor pillow right in front of my bookshelves. That's where I end up going. Let's see. I have a corner in my basement that is all set up with my reading. Aw, just a quiet place. I don't get to use it as much as I'd like. Yep, having 3 kids that need supervision. That makes sense. But I love that you created your own spot. It's so important to take care of yourself and do things just for you. Taking care of humans is a really big, like, thing, and you need to care for yourself. Self-care is important. I am expecting a baby this month. What? Congratulations. I did not know that. Obviously, I maybe shouldn't have known that. I mean, I follow you on Twitter, so I feel like I'm out of the loop, man. But congratulations. I am so hoping to spend more quiet time down there in the rocker with the baby and having, oh, that's so cute. Oh, I'm sure you will. I'm sure it'll be amazing and just spending time on the rocker and everything. Okay, Reading Never Tell by Stacey Abrams. Nice. I haven't heard of that. I feel like there's, so many books that I'm behind on. My Quiet Place is in the middle of the night. That is the theme. That is Allie's theme. This is so funny. Hello. Hello, hello. Silently joined a few minutes ago. I love that for you. Let's see. Hopefully you get as much needed quiet time with your newborn. I hope so too. Did I miss the sprints? We're gonna do one more sprint, so you didn't miss like all of them. But we are doing one more 30-minute sprint starting in the next few minutes when you guys are done like asking questions and I have caught up on the comments. Again, let me know if you guys have any more questions or stuff that you want to ask. I know I've talked a little bit about the books that I've read so far, but if you have any other questions, let me know. Thank you. I hope so. I have a 10, 8, and 6-year-old at home. They are all in full-time school when school isn't closed due to COVID. They've been home since December 17th to start back tomorrow. Yay! I'm glad they're starting back up tomorrow. Getting to go to school is so important, and I know it's a big burden on parents during COVID to take care of their kids, educating them in addition to just supervising them. What are parenting words? I have none. It had to have been stressful, but I'm glad they're going back tomorrow. I hope everything's safe. I'm also very happy and congratulated. Congratulated? I'm running out of words. That's how I know I've been on this live stream for a really long time, is when my words don't make sense. But congratulations. I'm very excited for you and your new newborn. I want to read the Kindred. Yes. It's like, I think Alicia Doe is very good at romance, like building. If you like kind of like a slow burn romance, it's very cute. She also loves talking about like baking, and she always has like really great plus size representation. The girl in this book and the girl in The Sound of Stars is also plus size. Like the main character here is not considering, she's on a diet because her fiance is inclined to be like, you're not eating right, yada yada, and she's really struggling with that because she loves food. So I think there's just great representation, great love story, very whimsical. Like if you think about like a really cute romantic YA love story that involves music, baking, and a sprinkle of sci-fi, it has a lot. It always packs a punch. Let's see, made some tea and read 13 pages of The Midnight Bargain. Nice. Let's see, 15 pages of The Secret Lives of Church Ladies is so good. I'm glad you're liking it. I finished How We Fall Apart. That ending, I haven't read it, but I'm glad you like that ending. Let's see, chapter 30 in Words of Radiance. Words of Radiance. Got a lot done during Monty's sprints. Did Monty have sprints today? Oh, damn it. I'm so sad that I missed them. I have not been on my YouTube game. I really have not been like checking. I need to like put on my post notifications on. I forgot how to say that word for a second. I read 23 pages of On Earth We're Briefly Gorgeous. On Earth We're Briefly Gorgeous. That sounds interesting. See, I'm going to try Storygraph, but it doesn't have this social aspect, which is one of the reasons I use Goodreads. Yeah, I also feel bad because I feel like a lot of people, not a lot, but a few hundred, like I feel like 300 people follow me on Goodreads from my channel. And it's just like, it sucks because like Amazon's so connected to everything, Goodreads, Kindle, a lot of those resources that I do love because it makes things a little bit more accessible and affordable. But yeah, that social connection and how it's really interwoven with everything. So I don't think I'll ever like fully part from it, but I'm definitely going to lean towards trying Storygraph and promoting other websites and things, not just Goodreads. That's kind of my goal. Let's see. I love The Secret Lives of Church Ladies. My favorite story was Snowfall. Hope you enjoy it if you haven't gotten there yet. Nice. Yeah. 12 pages, but I'm going to have to go. Good book, but I can't keep my eyes open. Good night, everyone. Good night. Oh, I feel that. I have that moments where it's like the book is so good, but I literally fall asleep reading it. Yeah, congratulations, Becky. Congrats. You going to cameo in the next Jurassic World? Funny. I like wish, but no, probably not. I highly doubt that. Are they making a third one? I guess they have to because it ended the second of the Jurassic World series ended with the dinosaurs flying overseas. um, I have no at the moment. None of that seems very possible. See, I promise to do things besides reading Amari at 2 a.m. Good. But also, no one will get mad at you for reading Amari at 2 a.m. I'm glad you want to strive to do more, but no one's going to be salty. Everyone loves that. Excellent. I'm sprinting the 1619 project. Good. My parents just got that. I'm hoping to steal it from them at some point. Thank you. You're very welcome. Happy New Year, Jessica. Thank you, and to everybody. I use both Storygraph and Goodreads as of this year. One of on the fence about Storygraph. I am not used to it yet. That makes sense. It probably takes time to adjust. It's very different. Let's see. I am Mama Reads on Storygraph. I switched to it full time last year. Nice. That's so great. I need to switch to it full time too. Okay. If you guys don't have any more questions, oh, comments just popped in. I love how that happens. There's like a little delay between when you guys like send in the comment in the chat versus when I get it. So I'm like, let's start doing reading sprints. And then there's like 5 other things in the chat. Let's see. Where is it? Was it this? I'm trying to figure out why I can't seem to get to Amazon purchase page for a book through Goodreads anymore. Am I the only one having that issue? I don't have that issue, but I also don't use that function very often. I normally just mark it as like want to read and move along. But I don't know if anyone else is having that issue. Let's see. Hoopla has movies too. That's so exciting. So I've been using it for that. That's that's really cool, especially because streaming devices are like becoming everything. So it's like, can we get something free that I don't have to illegally download? Please and thank you. Oh my gosh. Let's see, I also use Storygraph and Goodreads. I feel like it's important to remember that Storygraph is pretty new. Yep, and so far it's showing a lot of potential. Excited to see where it goes. Yeah, I feel like it's definitely new. I feel like it's like a year or two old. It's gonna take time to develop and like grow with the need of people, whereas Goodreads has been around for so long and they aren't changing their format to help people. They're just like, we're good, moving on. So I like that. There's the chance for potential growth in Storygraph. But I definitely still want to make a video about it because I think that's something a lot of people are talking about still, even though it's been a year or two. Let's see, your parents like super cool librarians. Oh, well, my mom, I can kind of almost categorize her as a super cool librarian. She's an English teacher. She stopped teaching during COVID because of like personal reasons and health and stuff. But she's been an English teacher for I think over 20 years. And she was my English teacher because she worked at the high school that I went to. So she was my English teacher for both 9th and 12th grade. So for the beginning and end of high school, which is really funny because technically she was the only one teaching honors courses, and I was taking honors courses at the time. So I had her as an English teacher. And even though I wasn't a good reader in high school, I genuinely was not. I was like Sparks Notes, skimming. Like I definitely did not like reading enough because my dyslexia made it a very aggressively difficult time. But she's one of the people who powered me through and like managed to kind of teach me to enjoy reading for myself, less so about educational purposes, which I think is what we ended up focusing on in school. But my dad is a what's it called? Web designer. He's a tech person. He can make apps and things like that. So neither of them are librarians, which is interesting. Let's see. I have the 1619 project on audio and I will start it at the end of this month. Great. I think, yeah, the audiobook might be a good way to go for that book. It is a pretty thick book and I've heard it's pretty dense, so the audiobook might be great. Hi, just joined. Did I miss anything? We are going to be doing one more reading sprint. I think another like 30-minute reading sprint when I catch up on these comments. But you didn't miss anything, and obviously you can always watch the playback because I've talked a lot about the books that I have read recently because I know I haven't been uploading too much, and hopefully I can get a video up tomorrow. That's the goal. My top favorite books of 2021. I made the thumbnail. I just need to edit the video now. That's cool. Yeah, my parents are super cool. Hee hee. Okay, that's funny that your mother was your English teacher. It's very funny, and I tell you, like, I feel sometimes bad for my mom because I was not the best student. I was 100%, like, not the best student. I would walk in sometimes and be like, "Mom, you know I didn't do the homework. Don't ask." I'm a very sassy person. I can't help it. So, thanks to my mom for being super strong and, like, really still hanging in there and being like, "Jess, you need to do this for yourself." And I love how she does that as an English teacher. And you know how good teachers in life, they're not telling you to do the assignment for a grade or for short-term satisfaction. They tell you you need to do this for your own well-being, that this is all important in your life to have these skills. So she's the bomb.com. My mom was an English teacher too for more than 25 years. Awesome. Yes. Sending love to all the teachers out there, man. They have such a rough job and it's so like underpaid, so much energy. So it's actually like so physically taxing too. Especially after so many years of fighting systems that aren't the best, like my mom wanting to teach certain books and not getting resources for them or not being able to access computer labs frequently so that way we could tap into cool things. It's very interesting. Shout out to all the teachers. They deserve all of the love. Wow, didn't like reading. Life's crazy. Your mom's super cool. My mom is the shiznit. She's the coolest. Oh, interesting. Are parents allowed to teach their own children in the US? Technically, they're not supposed to, but because she was the only one teaching that course, she had to. And obviously, they weren't going to make me or her like switch high schools. Because I grew up in Hawaii, so it was a very small school. I feel like my graduating class was like 100 people, which I know is small for some, but for others, it's like, oh, that was me. I know in California, or where my mom grew up in Miami or where my dad grew up in Philly, you were in a group of like thousands of students. So technically, because of the small school I went to, I was allowed to take the class with her because she was the only one teaching that course. There was no one else teaching ninth grade honors or 12th grade honors. And they weren't going to make me take regular ed. It's like, if you wanted to expand your mind, you can't do it because your mom's teaching. That'd be kind of mean. Did that make it awkward when it came to homework for your mom's class? I mean, technically, because I'm such a stubborn person, it didn't make it awkward. I would just go in and be like, "Nah, I didn't do it. Sorry. You saw me at home. I took a nap." I would literally say that to her. So it didn't feel too awkward. And I also have a great relationship with my mom in the sense that we joke and like I'm very fortunate that she's such a good supportive mom. So I walked into class and I would just be myself and behave the way I did. And I remember the day, like I was shocked. I was shocked the day that like because when my mom came home, she was taxed from work and she'd always talk and like be really relaxed. So I didn't think of her as being an overly intelligent person growing up. I know, really mean. But it's just how I saw her always on the couch watching TV, eating and stuff. And I was just like, you don't have to work hard, mom. Just like 14-year-old me. And then the day I go into her class and she actually teaches all the stuff that she knows, I was like blown away. I was like, Mom, you're like good at what you do. And she was like, thanks. So funny. I have so many silly stories. Most teens don't read, so it is an uphill battle for teachers. Yep, completely agree. But for my personal story, like I made a whole video about how kind of dyslexia formed my reading fears and things like that. Like I would literally pretend to be sick like well into my teen years to get out of school. So yeah. I definitely had a very interesting time in hatred for reading and it took me really wanting to be an actor to be like I need to learn how to read, like even reading you guys is like comments in the chat is difficult for me and I have to like really focus and make sure I'm like okay we're trying to read word for word, um just because that's how my brain is wired, and learning to not fear it was the first step, and I had to do that as an actor because they constantly are giving you scripts and being like read this and then I'm like oh crap, I like actually need to know what this says or else I'm spending too much time reading and like picking apart the words and not acting. So I needed to learn how to do that to be able to act. It's a long story. I made a whole video about it. It's an interesting subject. Okay. Tiny font size. Yep, audio might work better for some people. Yes, and shout out to all the mommies out there. All the mommies, all the daddies, all the hardworking teachers. You guys are all awesome. Let's see. TLDR of my comments. I don't know what it. I'm so bad with acronyms. Mara and the Night Brothers is great. I have no sleep schedule. You're living your best life. Yay! I read 2 more chapters. Great. Let's see. Yeah, doing that interview recently. Oh yeah, okay? She recently did on her channel. Again, go check out her channel with, like. Oh wait, was it on your blog or is it a video? I forget. You linked it. I don't have the link available right now on my laptop where I'm like talking to you guys, but she did a interview with a librarian talking about banned books. So it's definitely very interesting if you guys want to look into that more. Check out her channel. I think you can click on her like icon, the Miss Woman of Color Reads. She also has a great blog that you should check out. Let's see, is too long, didn't read. I love that acronym. Why do you guys know that? How do you guys know those acronyms off the top of your head? Is that like a booktube thing? Oh, it was the blog post. Okay. That's what I was thinking, but then I was like, was it on your channel? Okay. Blog post. I still need to read it. I haven't gotten a chance to. Let's see. It kind of means in summary. Interesting, interesting. Well, I think we're good to do our last reading sprint. I think let's do another 30-minute reading sprint. My legs are literally numb from sitting. So yeah, I think one more 30-minute sprint. Let's do it. Let's go ham. Me doing math. Okay, so like the 50-minute mark. Dun dun dun. Let's see. Anything else? Okay. Happy reading, guys. I'm gonna quickly step out to go to the bathroom and I'll be right back. And that ends our reading sprint. How was everyone's reading? I just got to a really interesting part in Kindred, or the Kindred. I'm so excited. I was not expecting that at all. So I'm blown away. I'm blown away. Okay, let's see. Yeah, so let me know in the chat how your reading was, how much you ended up reading for all of today. I ended up reading 60 pages throughout all these sprints, so I'm excited. I got some reading in for today because I definitely wouldn't have without these sprints. And any last questions you have for me before I log off? Let's see. Oh, someone just joined. Oh, hope I'm not too late. Hopefully, hopefully you joined in the middle of the sprint, not just now. Oh, it says that you joined. Oh, I didn't even realize these comments are like time-stamped. That's kind of funny. Hopefully you got to enjoy this last reading sprint. Okay, just finished part 1 of Future Home of the Living God. Nice, page 119. Let's see. Wow, must be extremely hectic. I only have a 1-year-old and she can be a handful sometimes. I applaud you for soon becoming a mother of 4. Right? Incredible. Let's see. It is pretty hectic. My first was 3 years, 8 months when my third was born. So that was crazy. And now my baby of 6 years, 4 months. So having them all a bit older is nice. They're more independent. That's good. I bet that's handy. Yeah, having 2 babies like back to back when they're so young and in desperate need of supervision and help and support and love, it's incredible. It's really incredible. Let's see. 14 pages, and outraged like all should be when they realize how much they've been lied to. Right? That's definitely the world we live in. Like I definitely try and not get too pessimistic because I'm grateful for the privileges I'm afforded, but I feel like a part of that gratefulness is also the recognition of my privilege comes from such a hard sacrifice, a brutal past. Yeah. Yeah. And it's just the acknowledgement of both is so necessary. And it's so sad that so many people try and hide history like it's a bad thing. It's like it's a good thing to know history so we can stop repeating it for God's sakes. Let's see, I read 43 pages in all of these. Been struggling with reading the past few days, so this was very helpful. Yay! I'm so glad you got to read so much. That's how I feel when I do these reading sprints because I'm definitely an audiobook listener, and I feel like these sprints make me actually sit down and read. And it's very helpful because I'm definitely like it takes a lot of motivation to sit down and physically read for me. See, I managed to do 1/7 of the overlay type things in the sprint. Yay. I could have got a bit more done, but I messed up and had to redo some of it. I'm sorry. That's the only sucky thing about editing tech stuff. If you mess up, there's like, oh, I have to start over. That moment is always so sad. Joined super late. Oh, I'm sorry you joined late. As let's see, Lala loves lit. That's a very cute name. Uh, but you got 12 pages read. That wouldn't have gotten done otherwise. Great. Let me know also what you read. I'd love to know. Let's see, finish a chapter. Woo, woo. Great, great. Okay, let's see. That's good to know. I'm happy they'll be helpful too. I'm still on the fence about having more children, but I'm sure my daughter would be a wonderful older sister. Yes, I am sure. And as a child who came from I have 2 siblings, so like 3 of us. I don't know, siblings are pretty awesome. Only but like totally not necessary, but like having siblings is one of the cool things in life. I know my mom grew up without siblings, so she definitely wanted to have more kids rather than just one. It's a different style of living. Let's see. Ah, Lala. Love your channel. Yeah. Supporting each other. Read 27 pages. Nice. While we're wrapping up the live show, let me know if you guys have any other questions. And just like a friendly reminder that the Brown Girl Book Club pick, I threw this book somewhere. It's somewhere around me. All Black Girls Must Die Exhausted. I had it like a second ago. Oh, there it is. It's under the stack. I have so many books just around me. But if you wanted to join in this month's read of the Brown Girl Book Club, follow us on Twitter to stay up to date. We do a monthly live show. We just did one this Friday for So Many Beginnings, a Little Woman remix by Bethany C. Maurer. Lots of words, I know. But it was a really incredible retelling. We both really enjoyed it. So check out that live show. And if you want to join in the next one, Black Girls Must Die Exhausted is our next read. The live show will be at the beginning of February. I have to figure out the exact date. But I'm very excited. And again, you don't have to identify as Black or a woman to be a part of this book club. It's all about people who want to read more women of color literature. And this is an adult fiction about a woman who his life is changing. She thought she had everything together and she doesn't. So, friendly little reminder. I hope you guys join. It's linked down below, the Twitter, so you can get the deets. The deets. Let's see. Almost finished the third book in Murderbot Diaries. Listened to his second and third during the sprints. Nice. It's so good. I love an independent. Oh, opinionated IA. That's great. That sounds so funny. We love opinionated IAs. AIs. Why am I saying IAs? Ignore that. My brain flipped it. Okay. Let's see. I made it to 20% mark. Awesome. Let's see. Are you doing reading goals videos this year? I'm going to talk about a reading challenge that I'm going to be doing this year. It's basically my big reading goal for this year, which is to get my physical TBR. I want to read 100 of my physical books. I think I own roughly 134 physical books that I haven't read. So my big goal is to read 100 of my own books. Every year I've managed to read like 100 books, but a lot of them are mangas that I don't own or audiobooks from Scrib that I don't own or from the library. So my big goal is to read 100 books of my physical TBR and to do weekly vlogs of me trying to read 2 books a week. So I'm gonna have a whole video about my reading challenge, and maybe people can join if they feel like they want to also tackle their physical TBR and like stay with me weekly and stuff. But I don't think otherwise I have much other goals besides posting more regularly on my YouTube channel. I think I want to do like weekly vlogs where I'm doing the reading challenge. I want to post them like every Monday. I want them to be like really consistent. I think that would be good for me. One, to actually keep me accountable for my goals, but also good for you guys. So that way you guys know I'm not going to just dip out for 3 weeks like I did in December. Okay, let's see. I got pregnant with my second when my first was 13 months old. They got pregnant. Oh, wait. Then I heard. Wow, I didn't read that right. Then got pregnant with my third when my second was 13 months. Oh, that's so funny. That's really funny timing. The universe, strange things. Haha, thank you for your compliment. I'm reading the feminist. I can't read. My brain's malfunctioning. It's coming out in February. Cool. Are you making a video about it, writing a review about it? I'd love to hear about this book. Haven't heard about it from anybody else. It wasn't until my first turned 1 that I decided that I wanted more. Aw. Yeah, I think, yeah, definitely commit to the first baby and then be like, do I want more? But that's a really smart way to look at it. Are you planning to do a favorites of 2021? I am. I'm hoping to get it up tomorrow. After this live show, I'm going to be working on editing that. It's going to be a best and worst of 2021. And I think it's good. I think it's good. I'm also working on a book haul, as I like kind of showed earlier in the live show. I have a bunch of like new books that I got for Christmas. I'm very excited to talk about them. I'm excited for all the books that I'm going to read this year. Definitely going to be posting way more. I disappeared. I need to come back and revamp and actually, function like a normal human being. Let's see. Oh, 1 and 4 were surprises. That's fun. That's fun. As long as you look at it as positive, which I'm pretty sure you do. Especially now that you're going to have your book nook with your rocking chair. That just sounds really nice. Okay. It's a work read, actually. Oh, interesting. I work in publishing. I'm writing a discussion guide for it, like what you would use in book clubs or classrooms. Amazing. Nice. It's really cool. I feel like an odd one in the book community because I'm not actually working towards working in publishing or getting published. So I always feel like a little bit of an oddball because this is definitely a hobby that keeps me sane while my acting career just is kind of not on the back burner. It's definitely like my main passion in life, but it's just, not a very active thing. I can't be in a movie when I want to. It's a time and place, luck and opportunity thing. So it's funny. But I love that you're doing a little guide for that. I need to check out your channel 100%. I love in the chat when people say like, "Oh, I like watch your channel, do this and that," because I hope it helps you guys find more booktubers that are really fun. Okay, I don't know if there's any more questions. Every time I go like, "Oh, about to log off," like I get like 12 comments in the chat that pop up. But I think we're wrapping or getting close to the end. It's almost been 3 hours. That's so surprising. Let's see. The pandemic kind of put a damper on acting jobs too. Oh, 100%. It did put a damper on it, but I feel like for me, a positive was that because of that, self-taping became more prevalent. So instead of going into a room to audition with a casting director, you could tape yourself doing a scene and send it in. So because of that, I think I was afforded a couple more opportunities. Obviously, not as much as there would be normally, but it helped me financially, not having to physically drive because I don't drive. I would have to like take public transportation or Uber to auditions. So it saved me a lot of time and money because then I could spend a lot more time working on the script. So I think there were some positives personally for like my financial situation. I know for a lot of actors they hate self-taping and it's not enjoyable. Whereas for me, I love it because I feel like we as an actor get a lot more control over it. It's been interesting. It's been an interesting time, and if I can enjoy acting through a pandemic, I'm pretty sure I'm in it for the long haul. Let's see, I love your acting content. So glad you're not interested in the pub. Ha ha ha. Thank you. I'm glad you enjoy it. I'm actually hoping to talk a little bit more about movies on my channel, or at least book to movie adaptations a little bit. I think one video I'm going to make is my anticipated book to movie adaptations for this year because there's a lot of really fun stuff. And there's also some like book to TV show adaptations that are just exciting that I'm also very excited about. Hopefully talking more about that content on my channel. I get a little worried bringing acting into the booktube world just because I don't know how my audience would feel about that. And at the same time, if a casting director were to Google me and then my YouTube channel is just all slandering, I'd be like scared that they wouldn't like want to work with me. But then I see big channels like Reads with Cindy and like other huge channels like totally like tear apart adaptions all the time, and they get to work with Netflix. You know what I mean? But it's like I'm a small channel, so I don't think I'd be afforded the same opportunities. Let's see. I just noticed a mistake in my video, so I have to go back. Oh, dude. Oh no. I'm so sorry. That is the worst. Let's see, Alex just got here. OMG, so good to see your face again. Hope you had a lovely holidays. Oh, thank you. I am logging off soon, but thank you for joining. I really appreciate it. I hope you had a happy holiday too. And I will be posting that video tomorrow. I'm gonna get to editing it right after I eat dinner. Okay. I think it's time for me to sign off. I really appreciate all of you guys for joining, hanging out with me for these 3 hours. If you stay through the whole time, I really appreciate it. I will hopefully get back into doing weekly sprints during this month. During, I always say that word in a weird way. People always mention during this month. I am moving to a new place, so hopefully in February I can get the groove in on regular weekly reading sprints because I just love chatting with you guys oh so much. Let's see. I feel like it would be cool if you did a dreams rolls. Oh my god, if the book. Oh my god, I actually think I filmed that video already, like a really long time, like 2 years ago. I think it was back when I was living in Hawaii. I filmed a dream roll movie thing. I can do another one because I know times like have progressed, but I think like one of the roles I talk about a lot personally is in Children of Blood and Bone. If I played Amari, I definitely see myself in that. And I see myself because, like, in that scene, there's like a scene where her mom picks her apart because of her hair being like too kinky and stuff. And I always imagine just me sitting like in a room, like being dolled up and like someone struggling with my hair, because literally that happens to me all the time, especially when I'm working on set. The hair and makeup team are like, what do we do with all this? So I just had that moment where I'm like, I think I would be a great Amari. Like, I know I'm a very smiley like person, but I think I would be good at Amari, but I don't know. I did do that video. I could do an updated one. Oh, you agree? Oh, thank you. I'll maybe do an updated one. Glad I caught you before the end. Have a good night. Thank you. I'm glad you did too. Have a good night as well. Hopefully in February there'll be more regular reading sprints. If you guys have any more questions or recommendations, just leave it in the comments below the live stream and I'll get to them. But I'm signing off. I'm gonna go have dinner. So I hope you guys enjoy the rest of your day or night. I know we're all in different time zones, but I really, really appreciate all of you guys. And hopefully you'll enjoy my future videos, my future live streams, and we'll get to chat again very, very soon. Love and appreciate all of you and wishing you all the best. Bye.